This is a run through of how you code up the Guess Who Beginners project. What we're going to create in this project is we're going to get the computer to choose a random character from our Guess Who collection, and then we're going to be able to ask the computer questions about its hair color, eye color, and accessories to try and figure out who the character is. Thank you everybody who's helped put this together from across the country. So, to get started, first I'm going to show you a look at our Guess Who People sheet. Every one of the kids is going to get one of these sheets, and these are the characters we're going to work with. We've also got some gaps down the bottom here where they can create their own characters later. So first things first, we've created a file. I've created a file called guesswhobeginners.py. They can save it as something like that, or their own name, and save it on their desktop. And then the next thing we're going to add is a comment, just so they know how comments work. And I'm just going to write Renee. Okay, great, cool. So we've got our file set up here. We can also run the file and nothing will happen at this stage. I'll note that I'm writing this in PyCharm at the moment. We'll be using Python idle on the day, but it has a habit of crashing while I do screencasts. So we've got PyCharm. So next up, we are going to have a welcome message. So we've just, at the start of the day, we're going to do the intro to Python lecture. So we'll have learnt print and input. So now we're just going to go through and solidify those concepts. So let's get started with print. And we're going to have, I'm just going to grab this from here. Get the kids to write it out. They can change their welcome message to something else. They might, so either you can get them to do a multi-line string, like this, and run that, or we can get them to do 3 separate print statements, which is the easiest one for them. And it'll look like that. Cool. So we've got our welcome message. Now we want to find out, to cement our idea of input before we get started with our crazy hair color and eye color and name questions. We're just going to do a simple one just to get them to use input in their project for the first time. So we're going to create a variable called player name, and we're going to get them to ask for the name of the person who's playing. What is your name? Nope. Cool, so we run that, we get the welcome message, and we get Renee. And it doesn't do anything yet because we're up to the next part where we print out a message about getting started on the game to our player. So we want ours to say print let us start playing, and then we want the name. So we have player name, and then we want to finish with an exclamation mark. So we've got a couple of options here. If we actually want this all in one line. It's just printed out like this. Over 2 lines, we want it to say, let us start playing, player name, exclamation mark. So we'll need to do a string concatenation here with bosses, but also they might try and do something with the commas in between, which will add spaces in between. It's not super important at this stage. Let's go with that. That looks good to me. Yes, but they might do the commas instead. This one will work here. So something like this. And we get some extra spaces and things, but not super a worry at this point in time. Just getting them rolling for the start of the day. Next up, we're going to pick a person. And what we're going to do is, we've got the whole list of people here, but we're going to start by just getting them to create a single person. So we know throughout the game who the character actually is, rather than having a random character, which will make it hard to figure out with the program's correct or incorrect if you don't know what it's supposed to be doing because it's all random. So we're going to start by creating a character using a list. And the characters all need to have a name, a hair color, an eye color, and an accessory. I'm going to get them to start by making themselves or their friend, someone in the room, maybe a tutor. So I'm going to make a character called Renee. It's going to have blonde hair. It's going to have brown eyes. And it's going to have a hat. Great. So we've still got the start of the game here, and we've got nothing else. It just prints hello, and now we want to add in the part where we print out the character. So we're going to use print character. Now we run that. And we get the character we've printed out here. Could be named something else. Just to not get confused with my name that I'm putting in there. And for now, I'm just going to comment out this line because we know how that works. And it's going to slow us down for the rest of this tutorial. Okay, cool. So we now have a character. It prints out. Now we want to be able to split up that character because we're going to be needing to do some string indexing throughout this. So we're going to start by getting the name out of the character. So start with character, and then we want to get the zeros index 0, 1, 2, 3 to get the name. I might just print that here now. Print name. Great. Then we've got Alex out of our list. Let's also, now we're going to move on to the next part, which is getting the rest of the bits out. The eye color, the hair color, and the accessory. So we're going to get eye color. That's going to be this one here, second one. So we get character, and we get the second 0, 1, 2, 3 out. We also want the hair color, character, and that's the first one, and the accessory. And that's the third one. Got them all out. Now we want to print them out. So we're going to have print name is name, print eyes are eye color, print hair is hair color, print accessory. Great. So printing out each thing. Here we can go with either just a comma because we just want a simple space in between, or we could do the string concatenation. And we've now printed out all our information by breaking it down. Great. So we're up to part 3. So now we want to get a chance to guess what character name we have chosen. We know what character name it is. It's always going to be Alex. For the purposes of this, and not knowing the character, we can get rid of these print lines. Actually, just get rid of them now. Yeah. Great. So we've got our features there together. And now we want to use input to ask the player to guess the name of the character and store it in something called guess. Guess equals input And then we go, who do you think it is? And now we're going to check the answer to see if they've put in the correct one. So we use an if statement for this. So if guess equals name, then we want to print out you got it right. Otherwise, else, print, nope, sorry, it was, and then add in the name. Let's give that a run. Who do I think it is? I think it's Tina. Nope, sorry, it was Alex. We run it again. Let's say it's Alex. You got it right, except with many typos. Hey, let's put all those in. Great, okay. Now it resembles the actual program in the book. Okay, so we run our code and we get the two different possibilities. Also, there's a nice bonus in here. If if we put it in at the moment, we try Alex without a capital letter, then we get, no, sorry, it was Alex with the capital letter. So we get essentially just doing this, guess equals guess dot title, which gives it the uppercase. So if I say Alex, I got it right. Terrific. Okay, so we now have the ability to guess randomly at the name of the character. That's not how we normally play Guess Who. We don't just go, is it Tina? Is it Bob? Is it Alex? Is it Stephanie? Is it Jenna? No, because that's not that fun a game. We use questions to narrow down our options. So we're going to start by asking a question about the eye color. So before we ask what the name is, we want to start asking some about the features. So we're going to make some space in here, and we're going to start by asking for the eye guess. So what color do you think the eyes are? Good. Guess their eye color. Okay, that's this question here. And now we get to guess the eye color. We say brown, and then we don't have anything that actually gives us any information yet. So we go, I think it's Bob, and it's not Bob. We need to actually get to this part now, which is where we check if the eye color was correct. So we're going to use an if statement, much like this one we've used for name, but now we're going to just check if the eye color is matching. So we'll start with if eye guess equals eye color, print yes. Otherwise, else, print no. Let's give that a go. What color are Alex's eyes? They're brown. Let's guess blue. No, they're not blue. Let's say it's Tim. Nope, it was Alex. Let's try it again. We'll guess brown. Yes, they are brown. And let's guess Jenna. No, it was Alex. Okay, great. So we now get some feedback on the eye colors. Now the next part is repeating 4.1 and 4.2, asking the question and doing the if statement. And now we're going to repeat it for the hair color and the eye and the accessory. So let's just copy these in. I'm going to change this to be hair guess, hair color, hair guess, hair color, yes and no. And again for accessory, accessory, and accessory. Okay, so I've got some options. Let's give that a run. So we're going to say is eye color green. Note that all these eye colors and accessories are lowercase first. It's not green. What's the hair color? It's blonde. Yes, it is blonde. And we'll say, does it have glasses? No, they do not. Let's say it's Steph. No, it was Alex. Okay, great. So we've got a thing that gives us information about our character. And once again, we have some extensions. I'll just do it for the first one here. For the I guess, you can get I guess equals I guess dot lower. This means if they put in something in all caps or sentence case or something, then it will lower it. So we want it to be brown eyes. So if I do brown, it still knows that those are correct. And another feature here, which makes it seem a little bit more human-ish. We can import time. And if we want it to slow down between things, then we can put in a time.sleep. So when it's thinking about the answer to our question, you might want to make it sleep for 2 seconds or something before it tells us. We want to do time.sleep, and then the number of seconds, so we might say 3 seconds. And it will go like this. What's the eye color? Is it brown? Thinking. Yes, it is brown. So that's what that does. I'll get rid of that because that's really going to slow down our tutorial. Okay. So we can now do it for a single person. Well, that's no fun. What we actually want is a bunch of people so we can be eliminating options. So we're going to start this by commenting out our character that we made here. We don't need Alex anymore. We can add Alex in later into one of our slots here and draw her, and then we can still choose her randomly, but for now we're just going to go with our standard list, which the girls can copy from this site here, which is the site for the day. So the step is we're going to paste this in at the top of the file to get rid of this timeline. Okay, so hopefully the website will get this by the day, so they don't have to delete these lines, but if they do, that's pretty easy. Also, it should run even with lines, but just for neatness, I'll get to that. Get rid of these lines. Okay, so we had character here, and now I've got all this code that references character, or the things we get out of character, and then now we don't have it. So what the next step is we're going to randomly choose a character from this list of characters, and this list of characters matches up to our sheet. So we just need to import random at the top. This is going to help us choose randomly from this list. Next up, we've chosen randomly, let's make the computer choose a character from it. We're going to put that here, just above where we had Alex before. Ooh. That's going out of work. Back here. Let's choose a character. And character equals random.choice, and then people. So let's do that and see what we've chosen. We've chosen Brittany. And now we can go through and play our game. We get to cheat, luckily. We know what Brittany has for eye colors. Let's say her eyes. Let's guess brown. No, they're not brown. What color is this secret person's hair? Maybe it's red. Yeah, no, it's not red. Oh, some of our things are in different orders. Okay, well, I think she has red eyes. That's fine. And let's guess glasses, because that's in the correct spot. Yes, they do have glasses. Who do I think it is? I think it's Eve. Nope, sorry, it was Brittany. Let's play again. So we've got George. George has black eyes. Yes. Does George have red hair? No. George has glasses. We could say none, no accessory. No, incorrect. Who do we think it is? Let's say George. Yes, you got it right. So now we have a whole working Guess Who game. You just only get to ask 3 questions. One eye color, one hair color, one accessory. Yes, we've already done this part where we printed out our character. It also wants us to change it up just a little bit so we get it printing a little bit differently. Where is that print line? Print character. We want to print selected character is. So here we need to do the comma printing because we can't print a list, which is a character in combination with the string with the plus symbol, because you can't add lists and strings together like that. So we're using the comma. So we've chosen Hannah. Select a character is Hannah. So we have done this section here. Great, and here's a place where they can add their characters to the list, so you get them to draw them in, and if they draw something in, make sure that they actually write it into their list as well. And when they are playing the game, we kind of want to encourage them to use this sheet to actually, work with the game. So it's kind of like this is the UI for the game and this is the logic for the game. So it's a lot like playing Guess Who in real life, where you actually have things, little flaps you can pop down to narrow down the people you have left. So how we might do this is we are guessing, so eye color, do they have black eyes? Let's say, do they have blue eyes? And then what we would do is we would cross out anybody with blue eyes or put like a little token on them so we know it's not Dave. Who else has blue eyes? And Brittany, it's not Dave or Brittany. What's their hair color? Let's guess red. Actually, let's not guess red. We've already narrowed down 2 of our blue-eyed, red-headed friends. Let's say black hair. No, they don't have black hair. It's not Brittany, it's not Dave. It's no one in this row, or it's not Kevin or Alicia. So we've got a few people left. Luca, Jackie, Frankie, Eve, and Charlie. Let's guess, do they have glasses? They do have glasses, so we know it is Charlie. Or there's Hannah. Hannah. These eyes and hair colors in the wrong order are getting me all confused. That will be fixed on for the day. Okay, cool. So we'll guess that it's Hannah. Oops. If you spell it correctly, it would have told us that we were right. Okay, so that's how we kind of want to encourage them to play the game, actually getting them to play like they would real Guess Who, basically just playing against a computer who's the other side of that game. So, let us go to the next part of the book, which is, again, we want to give our players more than one chance to guess the eye color, the hair color, the accessory, and the name. So at the moment, you get that shot, and then if you don't get it, you're out. And you have to start again with a whole different new character. So, let's add in a while true loop. This is meant to make this section loop over and over again. So while true, and this is an infinite loop. We're going to chuck everything in here, so we have to make sure we indent all of this and it goes inside. So now it's just going to keep asking these questions forever, even once we've got the right name, and we want to kind of have finished playing now. So we're going to indent the code, we've already done that, and now we want to stop if we have guessed the right name. So once we've said you got it right, we're going to use a break. And what a break does is it breaks the innermost loop that we're in, so it's breaking this while true loop. And now we don't want to keep saying it was name because that would give it a, just say nope, sorry. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's say they have green eyes. Let's say they have purple hair. Let's say they have a hat. Let's say it is, who shall we guess? Alicia. We can actually guess any name. It's not that smart. Oops, that's, yeah, I've made up a whole new name. As we can see, now we get to go again. Do they have blue eyes? No. Do they have red hair? No. Do they have glasses? Yes, they do. And we just get to keep playing forever. Who do I think it is? Let's say it's George. It's not George. Green hair. Brown eyes. Oh, brown hair. Green eyes. And glasses. We already know they have glasses. It's going to keep asking them because it's a simple game we've made, and let's finally guess that it is the person it printed out at the top, which was Brittany. You got it right, and then it finishes. So what we want to do now is actually go and eliminate this printing line, and then we could show it to our friends and they can play. So that is the end of our basic project for beginners. What we have in the extensions are giving the player a choice on which questions to ask. As we saw, we had to keep doing guessing the accessory, even though once we've already guessed that it was glasses, we don't really want to keep guessing that because we're not getting any new information. So what this extension is about is adding asking the player what they want to guess. So do they want to guess eyes? Do they want to guess hair? Do they want to guess an accessory or a name? More like regular Guess Who, where you don't have to do this whole sequence of things. You just get to choose a question you want to ask each time. And then so basically just starting by saying, would you like to ask question A, B, C, or D? Eyes, hair, color, accessory, or name. And then using an elif to say, oh, we're going to look at this one, we're going to look at this one, and just only looking at a specific question depending on what one they have chosen to do. You can have a look at the code. Actually, we can pop that open. Options. So what we get here is looks like this. The question type, ask them what kind of question you'd like to ask, and then if the question type is, one, you can do, well, this is an outdated one. Gender, we've got hair or we've got accessory, so we only want to look at this section of the code and do this one, and then next time we might ask about hair, and we'll do this one. This goes well into our next one, which is about how many questions. So we want to count up how many questions we ask. We wouldn't want to be asking the same one over and over again if we already know the answer. So we want to minimize the number of questions to getting to the right answer. So that one is keeping track of that in our while loop and keeping a counter. This one here is about giving up. At the moment, if you can't guess the answer and you want to give up, you would never get to find out who the character you were trying to guess was. So this one is about having an option for giving up in here. So rather than having only keep playing or, well, yes, you get to keep playing until the end of time. If you don't guess it, otherwise we can have a statement in here that says if we've not guessed the name and we've said give up, then we'll just tell the player what the answer was. And the final extension is about keeping track of all this information we've gathered throughout the game and printing them out. So all the questions you've asked, so eyes blue, no, hair's brown, yes, and having all of that stuff in one place and printing that out at the start of each turn so you don't have to remember. And those are all our extensions for this game. So hope you have enjoyed that. And yeah, hope to see you at a workshop running this. Thanks.